Hey Gang, and welcome to a Path of Exile video. Today we're going over the build I've been playing for the last few days as my main mapper and bossing character. I'm only in yellow maps still. We are level 85. This is a Heirophant, Templar Heirophant Siege Ballista Totem build. Apologies if I sound a bit weird. My rhinitis medical condition has decided to rear its ugly head. I'll put a link in the description below about that medical condition so you can look it up. But I wanted to record this video this morning, so yeah, here we are. This is the build I saw suit size small playing this build on his stream and thought that looked amazing, and yoinked it from his profile. I have made some changes my own after leveling it and then playing with it, and then I also was watching Aero play it after the Snooze and Local podcast with guests. I think there's 4 people in that podcast, but I can't remember who it was, so I apologise to those content creators. I don't remember. So I changed my build to match what Aero was doing, and yeah, here we are. It plays really nicely. It can do heist. I've been doing the green contracts on this character. Yeah, it's slow compared to the ranger builds, but it doesn't die. So let's go through the build. MTX. I'm wearing Angelic Helm, Elite Fate Weaver body armor, Elite Fate Weaver gloves, Elite Fate Weaver boots, Fate Weaver weapon effect, Synthesis crown attachment, Imperator apparition portal effect, and Eerie portrait frame. No gem effects at the moment. I haven't bothered to sort those out yet. On to the gear. So we've got the Iron Commander Deathbow, we've got our Fractal Thoughts helm, Hiri's Era leather armor, a Hiri's Demise, Garakan's Flight, a Life Res Dex armor gauntlets, as you can see, and then a my belt is a bit weird before I show you, but this is a stacking cheap belt that I got on trade, so there it is. Yeah, it's a bit weird, but yeah, that's the belt. And then we've got life resists plus whatever else I could get ring, same with that one. And then obviously we have our Astramentus for the attribute stacking. This one is one off of being perfect. This only cost me about 15C. A perfect one was 1x. 1 point should not make that much difference, but it does. So okay, gems. I only upgraded to the 6-link Iron Commander yesterday, so we've got Siege Blister. I haven't invested in the alternate quality one. Anomalous, I think, is the version in the POB. Let me just double check that. Yeah, anomalous, because it fires 2 additional projectiles, but it's reduced attack speed. According to POB, that is a 35k DPS loss. I just don't want to invest the currency in that particular gem at this time, so we're still with the normal one. I always prefer to level my gems myself because it's just cheaper, so that's why it's also not quality. Added cold, because awakened added cold is expensive. Hypothermia, inspiration, elemental damage with attacks. And Awakened Cold Pen, which was 10C. I then added the GCPs myself. Thanks to Aero for noting that Awakened Cold Pen was only 10C. That's how I managed to nab that. We're on a 5-link Heres, and this is where my build differs to the popular version. I'm running Lightning Arrow, Frost Bomb, Cold Strike, Cast on Crit, and GMP. I like to do damage, and the standard setup would be to have Frenzy in here to generate Frenzy charges, but I actually like to have damage myself, as well as totems. So we've popped in a Lightning Arrow there, with the rest of the gems are changed. Cold Strike is also in here because the clear then dies very quickly. Mobs die very quickly because you're culling them all the time. And then we've got the Frost Bomb coming off of the Cast on Crit. The link here is undecided. Some builds have increased crit strikes, some builds have frostbite, some builds have something else, increased crit damage, I think. So when I can afford a 6-link Heres Aya, I will test out what I want to put in there. In the helm we've got our auras, so we're running Hatred, and again thanks to Aero we're running a Precision. This is a Divergent one, it cost me 30C, and purely because of the increased damage bit, which I think is cool. And then we've got our Enlighten, which I picked up from trade for, can't remember how much that was, wasn't very much because it's a level 2 corrupted, 20%. And then we've got our Summon Skitterbots here. I'm tempted to find an alt quality one, but again that comes with investment. I will get there eventually. Down to the boots. Now some people running rare boots to help with the resists or get Onslaught, Tailwind, etc. I prefer Garakuns for the dex and the regen and the immune to Burning Ground, Shock Ground and Chill Ground, because that's awesome. It's also got a decent movement speed on there, plus I managed to enchant this myself, so that comes in handy when we're on the bosses. And this setup here is mainly for bosses, so we've got Frenzy, we've got GMP, Cast on Crit, and Sniper's Mark. I generally only use this for Frostweaver, rare mobs and bosses. That's it. I don't need it for anything else really. Everything else dies quite quickly. Down here we've got our Frostblink, and then our cast when damage taken set up, because I love having a CWDT, which is Molten Shell and increased duration. Increased duration could be swapped out for something to buff the Frostblink and making it easier to gear, because otherwise you have to spend multiple jewelers to get that blue socket on the armor / armor evasion base, and it's a bit of a pain to do. You can't have the blue socket here because then you can't link it, you can't get a 3-link to go that way. Not on the crafting bench anyway, and it's just easier to use the crafting bench to get the 3 links. So that's the gem setup and the gears. Flasks, we've got our life flask here. That's ready rolled. It's quite good. Full bodied is quite a nice prefix to have. I just forgot to quality it, so I'll do that at some point. We've got a okay Quicksilver. It's not great, but it'll do for now. We finished off our granite flask yesterday, so we are now immune to shock, and we've got the gain 5 charges, which is great. It's the highest I could get on the flask rolling myself. Ideally it would be gain 7 charges, but they're like 1x and I don't have that currency at the moment. I need to get a better diamond flask and a better quartz flask. The reason I have quartz flask is for the phasing, not really relevant on when mapping, but I'm running a Jun strategy, Immortal Syndicate strategy, and once you get into the research bunker, having that phasing is essential to get through to the bosses, otherwise you get stymied and start losing time on the research area. So that's the gear. I'm leveling up some gems in my offhands, just again several different gems as options as the 6th slot in the POB. You can see here we've got our skills down here. So we've got Frost Blink, there's the Lightning Arrow, the Frenzy. Again, Frenzy is just really for generating frenzy charges and applying Sniper's Mark. So the DPS on Frenzy is kind of irrelevant. That's why it's also in a 4-link. I have my Molten Shell there, so I know when it's on cooldown. And then, obviously, Siege Ballista there. Right, onto the tree. Sentinel wise, I'm running a my own design Stalker Sentinel strat at the moment. I'm collecting the other Sentinels for the achievement here. So once I've got excuse me, once I've got the Sentinels, all of these Sentinels, I may have to buy some of them from trade, because recombinating is proving a bit of a mission. Once I've got them all, then I will redo my controller to unlock Apex and then Pandemonium, and I'll run an Apex strat until I've used all of the Apex Sentinels, a Pandemonium strat, and use all the Pandemonium, and then I'll probably end up going back to a Stalker setup, because mass mobs in a map is just awesome. It annoys me that I have to come up on the map because there's so much loot dropping, but it's still awesome. Let's get on to the passive tree. Sorry, I thought I'd done my Uber lab. Apparently I haven't. Oh well, okay. So we run Heirophant, and the first node we come for Numal Lab, we come for Minor Regeneration with the Totem Placement Speed, aiming for Pursuit of Faith. That's the first one. The second one is either Ritual of Awakening or Conviction of Power. I went for the Conviction of Power, and in Crew Lab, and then in Merc Lab I got the Ritual of Awakening. I would honestly do it the other way around. I would go for Pursuit of Faith and then get Ritual of Awakening, which then enables you to drop a Mana Flask. You no longer, once you've got this node, you don't need a Mana Flask. As long as you just run one of the auras. I started off running Skitterbots because that's the first one you get. I didn't buy gems for this character. Although this was my 4th character of the league to level up, I got the gems as I got them through the campaign, so that was that. I ran Skitterbots solely until I then got access to Hatred. I then ran Hatred and turned off Skitterbots to preserve mana, and it was only yesterday that I added Precision, because I was running a War Banner on POB. That War Banner looked good. I completely forgot about Precision until Aero mentioned it yesterday, so whipped out the War Banner and popped in Precision. Uber Lab wise, you pick up this mana node here for the mana regeneration, and this mana, this one here, mana regeneration mana. This does nothing for us. Arcane Surge does nothing for us. Obviously that's brands which we're not using, and this actually bricks our build because the 10% damage is taken from mana, and we're a very low mana build. So yeah, I haven't personally tried it. I was just going by what other people have said in guides and what Suit Size Small said, and I trust them. So Uberlab is just the 2 mana nodes. I haven't found a Gift of the Goddess thing to open up Uberlab yet, which is the only reason I haven't done it. I'm not particularly looking for them either, and I haven't come across a single trial yet, so I'll get there at some point. Build wise, excuse me, we come down here, through here. I went straight for Sanctity, up to Discipline Training, then I took Precision, and then I came down here. I brought the unique jewels before leveling this character up, so we grabbed a Fluid Motion, and I've been harvest crafting it, and I ended up with Aura of Effect. Some people come out here and grab this Dex node because we are Dex stacking. I haven't chosen to do that yet. I may do that as I level up. We come through down here, through Constitution, around, picking up Sentinel. I then picked up the Res nodes here before Act 5, Kitava. I then came all the way down here. I ignored the jewel sockets. I came down here, more life and ballistics. I then literally was using then travel nodes all the way through, all the way down, to hit Cloth and Chain again to get the resists before Act 5 Kitava. So when I redid my gear in Act 5 Kitava, I wasn't wasting currency or other armor pieces resisting, then leveling up and getting those resists. So I had those resists before Act 5 Kitava. After that we took some more life, and then we started on the totem nodes. We then took some more life, we took some attribute stuff, we took more life, more totem nodes, took this wheel here for the suppression. Once I'd taken these two, the next level I then took was Mage Bane. Then I don't remember what I did, honestly. The last 3 levels was coming up here for Dex, and this node to fit in our Thread of Hope. Some people put a Timeless Jewel in here, but I prefer putting the Thread of Hope because then we can pick up Primeval Force, One with Nature, Aspect of Eagle, Force of Nature, and Master Fletcher. We pick up all those nodes on this wheel, which is really good for damage. We've got this little medium cluster down here as well. I've gone for Ancestral Reach for damage, placement speed, placement range, and Sleepless Sentries for totem duration and onslaught. Sleepless Sentries is the one you have to have. I went with Ancestral Reach rather than the other node, which I can't remember what other people have, purely because of cost. It's only, I think, an extra 5% damage on the other node. I don't remember what it is. Where is the POB jewel? I'll try and remember what it is. Ancestral Echo, I think, is the one, which is 20% placement speed, 10% attack speed, and cast speed. I think that's the one people go for. Yeah, either that, or you could go for Snaring Spirits, which is 30% increased totem damage, and totems hinder enemies near them when summoned, but I don't know, I prefer Reach, so that's a personal choice. As for the other unique jewels, we've got this one here. I dropped this, so we've got Corrupted Blood, we've got the attributes, we've got a crit strike with cold skills and 10% reduced effective curses. It's kind of meta jewel, really. The only in my opinion, the only better role would be that all attributes would just be sold dex, and it would have a fourth prefix on there with even more dex. But seeing that dropped and didn't cost me anything, that's the one I'm using right now. Jewel down here we've got as brawn, and I'm rolling the we've got increased energy shield rate, recharge rate on there. I'm harvest crafting that whenever I get the chance to, as I'm leveling through harvest. This one down here we've got rain of splinters, of course, 32% reduced damage but 2 additional proj. And then that's thread of hope. I think that's all the jewels. Yep, looks like it. And then we've taken a lot of masteries. There is oh yeah, we've also got iron reflexes as well, so we're armor stacking, and we've got point blank. Where is the node? 40% damage. That's it. That's what I was looking for. This one. This is why we've got so many masteries on our tree. 5 + 5 to dex per allocated mastery. I'm not sure if that's more damage than the just 5% increased attributes. But like I said, I haven't changed a lot. It's mainly the skills. The tree is pretty much a straight copy from what Suit Size Small was running. I'm going to keep keeping an eye on Aero in their stream, because they have a much better grasp on how this build works and are basically leveling it up on their stream. So I'll link their stream below so you can go and have a follow and watch someone with more experience play the build. Sorry, I got to drink a lot of water when I'm having a rhinitis attack. So that's the tree, that's the gems and the gear. As I said, I'm still in yellow maps at the moment. We're working our way through tier 7s, so we'll just run that. Oh, we've got a gym mission, so we'll pop that in. Let's go. Oh, excuse me, I'm just going to have to blow my nose quickly. Sorry about that. Right. Let's go and kill some mobs. I'm using Bala Mage's filters this time around, which is why... where is he? There he is. Oh! That's not happened to me for a long while. I don't have the mana for that. Right click that one. This is a problem when I have a rhinitis attack. My reaction times get skewed a lot. It's not a reflection of the build at all, it's a reflection of how ill I'm feeling at the moment. Oh, and the fact that it's been buffed by the Sentinel. I hadn't spotted that, otherwise I'd have activated my flasks. There we go, we just got 1 or 2. Chimera and Corral. Okay, where's my strat guide? Yes, both of them can stay in transport, that's fine. We'll rank up Corral. Boom. That's my other cast on crit I put in there yesterday. No, you can be released. I don't want you going anywhere near intervention. Okay. There's the intervention. That's better. Now we've got all 12 of our Sentinel totems up. Oh, there's one left. There we go. 1, 1 and 3. Okay, hopefully we can get some rank ups. Haku. It's Leo. Yeah. Leo. And no, we're not removing rivalries. We want the rivalries. Thank you very much. There we go. this is why I've got the Enlighten on my setup. I'm not going to run, I see the harvest there, I'm not going to include the harvest in the video because I'm still learning harvest. I haven't done a lot of harvest. I never did harvest in harvest. I spent in original harvest, I spent my time designing gardens for people and made about 100x doing that because other people hated it and I loved it. It is the most amount of currency I've ever made. So I didn't experience harvest carving with the original harvest, and honestly I don't miss it. Because of that I don't miss it. And this is the first time I've really gone into harvest. The reason I'm going into harvest in June is because I want to do lab running and then be a service provider for lab running on TFT, and I need to get some vouchers on TFT to be able to do that. So I spoke to, well, sorry, I didn't speak, that's the wrong word to use. I wrote to the mod team via mod mail in TFT and asked for some advice, and they advised 1, selling some benchcrafts, and then 2, running Jun and Harvest for vouchers, and then hopefully I could get some vouchers and then start lab running in 3.19, hoping of course that nothing changes with lab pre PoE 2. So that's what I'm going to do, because I'm not one for mapping really. Oh, nice, leveled up even without the even with the death. That was kind of cool. I haven't got my shrine nodes on the tree yet. I will show you my Atlas passive after this map. I'm also not killing everything, I'm just beelining for the boss. Normally I'd clear most of the stuff and get this down. Another crafting recipe, that's cool. Yeah, we'll go Primeval Force, I think. Boom. Into the arena. No, let's go and kill these mobs first. This is why I use like using lightning arrow. I don't have to drop my totems for all mobs. I'm running out of my. I need to get Uber Lab. I might go and buy a gift of the goddess today and get that done. Depending on how good or bad it is, I'll check the lab notes in a minute after this video. Boom, boss dead. Ah, yes! Jun mission, nice. So there we go. That's essentially the build. I'll finish running this map after this video because this video is already nearly half an hour. Bit long for a build video really, but there we go. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one hopefully. Garth412 everywhere. YouTube, Twitter, TFT Discord channel, Heist Discussion. I hang out there pretty much all the time I'm awake. So if you have any questions about Heist, catch me in there. If you join the TFT Discord, you can then also private message me about this build or any other questions you have. Quite happy to help anyone and everyone with, well, pretty much anything PoE really. And with that, goodbye.